a lot of these youths were not necessarily looking to become fully bred Rastafari and learned Rastafari. Like what you see some of the young Rastafari people who we came up with, we don't even need to call names because it's quite
Yeah,
obvious,
of course, we understand.
Yeah, they
Greetings and welcome. This is a reggae music show, and this is saRas, your host. Our guest today is Micah Shemaiah. Greetings.
Yes, Mama. Blessings and love and give thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, give thanks for coming in, you know? Yes,
Yes, sir. You hear a
yes.
whole heap of sound behind me and thing because I'm up on the 12 Tribe HQ and there's a whole heap of traffic in the background, and then you have the sound playing because them have them Friday night like vibes and thing.
All right.
So,
Yeah, yeah. Good, good, good. I wish I was there myself.
yeah.
Brilliant. Yes, Micah. Yes, we want to actually ask you how was, your Micah before Micah Shemaiah that we know, like your life as a child, or what did you like to do and stuff like that.
Oh, you mean like, before?
Yes, if you don't mind, give us a background of you.
Okay. Well, yeah, well, growing up, before really started to practice the spirituality of who I am now, which is, Rastafari, I I was just like any other kid, just grew up, you know, trying to go to school, get some good grades as my parents. We were basically grown up in the garrison. So, my parents always made sure to, put into your heads and just your forward thinking, that education is a very important aspect of getting out of places like these, speaking of the ghetto actually. So yeah, it was usually just about going to school, trying to get good grades, and then I grew up in the 12 tribes, so because of that, I was really blessed to have a Rastafari livity, which was surrounding me. I mean, it never felt like I was one day without it. So I saw myself growing up in Israel like a very high vibration and a very big part of my brought ups. So yeah. So within Rastafari, just the studies and studying spirituality, because we had to study the Bible. We had like, every week we had to study a particular verse or something like that, and you have to come back the next week, with your parents, and you have to recite it and make sure you remember it. So these things, yeah, as I said, those things are groundations. Them take time and them stuck in your head and in your whole spiritual makeup. Because when you're fed this kind of stuff when you're young, when you grow up, you kind of realize that you don't really need somebody to tell you what the truth is, because you were given a way how to not not make up the truth, but decipher and really spiritually discern what is happening around you and in the world. So yeah, it was very powerful, and I give thanks for that. Apart from that, I played football. You know, I played very high level schoolboy football in Jamaica. I played Manning Cup and stuff like that. Actually, I was supposed to go to a U.S. college to play some college ball when I think that was in 2018. I was pretty
Wow.
young. Yeah, but that never materialized because I had some bad injuries from playing basketball, and because I was a very avid sports youth and I played a lot of sports, track and field. I was very outgoing and outdoorsy kind of, vibes, so I
True.
had a lot of injuries. I had a lot of knee injuries, and then the really bad injury that I had is Manning Cup when I tore up my shoulder, my ligaments in my shoulder, which are still torn until this day. A lot of people don't know, but I
Yeah,
don't.
man,
Sometimes I don't sleep well at night, because of
of
my
course.
shoulder just slips out sometimes, just like that by itself. So
Well, sorry
yeah,
to
these
hear.
are. Where I said, may I hear you, man?
No, I said sorry to hear.
Oh yeah. it's life, man. You go through things, and I'm sure everybody out there have some kind of niggle like that. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
Yeah, man. That's just it's just life. So you have to
Really
move on with it.
cool, man. So when music came towards you, like when you choose to become like a singer at this point in your life.
Oh well, I always used to love just music on a whole, just originally just the sound of music, and then being in 12 Tribe, they had rehearsals every week at this little studio that them have, and so I could stand on the window and watch all of the legends them play, and especially band wise, that was a beautiful thing, to see how them
True.
play together, and it was really magical to hear what came from that. So them thing that kind of sparked me, musically, but I never really went into it until really after school, because when I was going to school it was straight ball, and I was a very high prospect in playing ball, so I got a scholarship to go to Jamaica College to play ball, so I had to really focus on stuff like that because just because people paying for it, you know what I mean? So
True.
yeah, so you have to just do that, and your parents want you to get good grades, and just because we grew up in a very struggling, very pressuring situation, so and my sister left very early as well, and she went to the States trying to seek a better way as well, So that's what it was all about, really. That's
True.
what it really is all about in Jamaica. At certain points in time when you grow up in a certain place, it's just about finding a way to get out. Is whether the way gonna be a bad way or, thankfully my parents were really grounded in Rastafari and just overall strong people, So I found a good way, So I give thanks for that. So
True.
music came along after high school. I was doing it in high school. We had bands like I just linked up back with some friends recently that I had a band with called Phenomenon. When we were going to school, we used to sing boys to men songs and all of those songs that you'd call hip hop songs. So
Okay.
yeah, like what I mean. So yeah, we used to sing all of that stuff. But me, I was the only Rastafari youth in my crew, and then after school, my spirit just started to really grow, and I started to see the failings of the world, the failings of the system, the failings of myself, and for not really trying to develop in such a way where it can be of help to the world and not just for myself, because it was
Yeah.
easy. I saw everybody just going forward, developing themselves, which was a very easy thing to do. But at some point in time, you have to really realize that, if I create a nice home for my son, and if I have children, I create a nice home for them, and I want to send them to the best schools and all these things. It really don't make sense. Anybody in this world have that type of plan if the plan is not really in a pathway trying to fix the ills of the world and fix the ills of ourselves personally,
True.
because it really is not going to be existent. It's not going to be possible. So it's like a gangster. He wants to send his kid to the best schools. You know what I mean? He sells drugs to the
It's true.
teacher's son. He sells drugs to the teacher's husband, or whatever. You know what I mean? That's how this whole cycle goes on, and nobody really is looking up and seeing that it's a ridiculous cycle. So we're
Mhm.
basically digging holes for ourselves and wanting to have the best of life. So these things started to hit me, and then I started to decide to write songs. Like, yeah, I have to say something about what I'm feeling, and writing songs was the easiest way. So I started to write songs. I started to try and discover how to play an instrument. So I got connected with people like Sangy Davis in the early days of the 12 Tribe, and then he
True.
bring me down to China Smith, where the first time I saw a genius playing a guitar was Earl China Smith, and it was mesmerizing. And then after
Well,
that, me just love the guitar, picked it up. But I mainly just use the guitar, even now, to just write songs, because I'm a songwriter. I have a lot to say, So I never got caught up in really trying to be a musical genius, like perfecting an instrument or whatever. I just grew with songwriting and saying what Jah really want me to say. Yeah.
true. 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 Yes, that's good. That's good. You had good teachers, I would say.
Yeah, man. I forgive thanks,
Yeah,
man.
for real, man. Yeah, your music is very, very powerful. You know,
Thank you very much, man.
it grabbed me personally from the first time I heard it. You say, okay, yes, he's really have a lot of things to say, which I agree. It's one of those music that you have to listen to it and really meditate. You know, it's
Yeah.
really powerful music, you know. I
Thank
saw
you
you
very much.
perform live as well, and the performance was so beautiful. Yes, I can't
Thank
wait
you.
to see you again, like on a live. Believe me,
Yeah,
you
man, I
know.
hope so that kind of free up soon, and
Of
it's been
course,
rough, you
of
know.
course. Yeah, man. You still have your band as well?
Yeah, man, definitely. You know, we're a family actually. So,
True.
and that was one of the journeys to create a band over the years. Because I mean, I've always had musicians around and we link up. But when we were growing up, a lot of my brethren, them, we weren't so professional. A lot of us, we never went to school for music. So, you know, to go through that process of getting to that place where you know you're solid enough to enter the world stage and put what you have on the world stage, you know, it took a while, you know, and even for the musicians. But a lot of my brethren know that I play with. We've been brothers for years, like Ainelek and Aika, and you
Yeah,
know, yeah, Giant and Matthias and a few of the other people that I have in the band now. They're new, but they've come in and it's just like I've known them forever, you know.
for
But people
real.
like Aine and Aika, their parents also, you know, kind of brought them up in the 12 tribes. So we grew up together. Jamnesia, those days
True,
of
true.
really breaking out. A lot of young artists back in them days, you know what I mean?
For real,
So
because I remember
massive.
you kind of come up in that era. I think it was what around 2014 or so, maybe
Yeah,
when
it actually it
your
started in 2010 because we actually I was 7. We did a big show here at the 12 Tribe called Soul Israel, and
true,
it was a show that was MC by Donisha Prendergast. We really took that show to showcase most of the most powerful youths in Jamaica at the time. Not only
true,
Rastafari, but
true.
youths from
Yeah, yeah,
different
yeah.
communities. And actually, we're gonna put that show online soon, so people will get to see, you know, from them times. The first time Empress Sativa on stage. The first time a lot of artists that they know now, which are household names in
Yeah,
Jamaican
I do
music.
remember the powerhouse of all of you came up together strongly, you
Yeah,
know.
man, it was
Like
very high
chronic.
energy.
So I remember the nomads, everybody
Yeah,
in that same time. That was powerful, you know.
yeah, man, and the Java Evil experience,
For
even where
real.
that's where Chronics came from. That's you know what I
Yeah,
mean. Yeah, so it was a
yeah.
lot. Yeah, man.
So yeah, that I mean, you know, that's what I was thinking. I don't know if you have any answer to that. Like I remember, like it was like back in the 90s where you had all the, you know, the big powerhouse of Cape Town and the whole Sizzler
Yeah,
crew and everybody,
yeah,
and to me was like, yeah, at that point conscious reggae music w- was getting very strong, you
yeah.
know, and then boom, dancehall take over again, and then you guys come in and boom again, you brought back the whole conscious, you know, message forward back. But it seems like again we getting a little bit downhill again. What do you think? It is a lot of you kind of split up. Is there any explanation to that, or you think is we're gonna go back to the, you know, maybe somebody another maybe crew of people will come back, or what we should
Oh,
do? You know,
I see what you mean.
I don't know. It's very difficult to explain, but
Yeah,
it,
no, I know exactly what you're
you
looking
know,
at. You know what I mean?
I think you know. For what can I see? History repeats itself, and that
Yeah,
show us
yeah,
the unity is strength, right?
yeah, definitely.
So yeah,
But it's always been so, you know. You see, we have. It's like me personally. I'm from a biblical perspective. You know what I mean? Because I believe that everything was done before. So mankind really can't really do much different in his ways and his thought process. It's just the look of it. It's just the face of it is more modern. You know what I mean? So as a Bible man, I can tell the people and that you know if you I read something in Kings once like in the book of Kings, and it showed me that even while a lot of the kings of Israel were basically saying, yeah, the God of Israel, and yeah, this is our God, and this is what we see and what we give praise to. They were still burning incense in a lot of different places in their castles and stuff to other gods. You know what I mean? So what people need to understand is innately inside of mankind is a doubt. You know what I mean? And that doubt is because of mankind's own need to be powerful. Mankind has his own need, apart from the God Almighty that he should be serving, or whatever it is that he sees. He has his own need to be powerful. He has his own need to be a God in his own space, to be great in his own space. So sometimes that can get the better of mankind, you know what I mean? And that can make
Yeah,
you not realize that all
true.
your power and everything that stems from you is stemming from somewhere else. You know what I mean? So
True.
a lot of us get caught up in that and then we spiral out of control. So I think that is what is happening with most of the resurgence and then back into the loop. You know what I mean? So in my generation per se, I would say it's not so much of what people think from the Capleton them era and everything, because a lot of what you see as what was the reggae revival and the red, green, and gold banner wearing and all this stuff was really from the base of 12 Tribe, which and the people, the youth them in 12 Tribe, which we started a movement called Soul Israel back in 2006, I think it was. That a lot of that you see came from that. So
Yeah, yeah, of course.
a lot of these youths were not necessarily looking to become fully bred Rastafari and learned Rastafari. Like what you see some of the young Rastafari people who we came up with, you know, we don't even need to call names because it's quite
Yeah, of
obvious, you
course.
know.
Of course, we understand.
Yeah, they are basically showing you now what you'd call a difference, like a segued kind of a journey in terms of Rastafari culture. So I'm gonna do things now. I'm gonna tell you say, oh, Rastaman can do that too, man. I want him to some man. You know, even this is most of the young youth them now. Them walk up and down with them locks up on top of them head looking like girls, because this is the new type of thing. You know, it's about a showboating. It's about a look at me. It's about taking 1,000 pictures of yourself every day and
Yeah,
putting on Instagram. That's what the world is about now. So it's hard for young people to resist this kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's, as I say, me come up in a grain time when Rastafari knowledge it's powerful. So it was all around me and I learned it. And then
yeah.
these youths now kind of look at it that the knowledge can be used to harness a certain level of standing in society, a certain level of wealth, respect. But when I was coming up, it was nothing like that. You know, Rastaman, this still I get. My father was getting beaten with button. I still I walked on the road to 12 Tribe HQ one day with my family, and we got splashed. We got like not that call it splash, call it covered with water. And when the guy drove off, him said, "Dirty Rasta." You know, so that's
Mhm.
where I'm coming from. You know, so I know what it means to be Rastafari. I know what it means
For
to
real.
feel the pain of this thing. So
Man,
that
respect,
is
man.
so people. I don't think people should judge a lot of what they have, what they're seeing too much. You know, there are prophecies that show the people what is real. So I mean, the knowledge that is coming from these artists' mouth is something that sinks in all of us. We all know innately what good is and what good sounds like, what good tastes like, what good looks like. So we need to cleave to that feeling and that spirit and that energy and never let it go, because once Babylon creates that facade and that line where we get blurred, then we're gone. So and then the artists and the whole glamour and the whole vibe of the entertainment industry is created to do so. It's created to create that blur. So no one really knows where they are anymore. You know what I mean? So you have to keep that within yourself. And that's been given to mankind as a gift from long time, you know. So we can't act like artists that come now or come before or come later are going to come and hold that for us and keep us in a line. You know, we need to keep ourselves in a line, help to keep our families in a line, help to keep
Mhm.
our communities in a line. You know what I mean? And so the artists themselves even have to stay in a line, because when them come to a show and singing to you and singing, last week them was singing, Jano, you them lift up on yourself, young girl, lift up on yourself, very rare. And this week them coming to you and singing that every girl should do the nicest of things, every man should have a gun, every girl a wine out them body in a video, all type of thing.
Real,
And you know,
brother.
as a community, is going to boo them off the stage and stop buying their records. So they have to pull up them socks. So you know, all in all, it's, you know, that's what needs to happen. You know, people need to take responsibility for who they are and their actions. You know what I mean? It's just
True,
what it is.
true. Give thanks for the reasoning, for real.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I. So going back to your music, what was your first song, the first song that you record actually in studio?
Ah, wow.
Tricky one.
The first song I recorded was a song called um, Actual Recording, proper
Yeah.
recording, which was actually released. It was a song called Woman is a Diamond.
Wow.
That was a
Starting
song I
off
wrote
well.
for my then then sister that I was growing up with then, which she moved away to England when I was younger. But I wrote that song for her, But that's the first love song I ever wrote, first song of any kind like that I ever wrote. But I did that song at Big Ship Studio. I never forget. Freckles was the engineer. Freckles, I'm a bridging, disappear out of reggae music, just like that. To this day, nobody really asking any questions about what happened to Freckles. But yeah, that's another topic for another time.
Exactly. For real,
Yeah,
man.
but yeah, Freckles recorded that song. Them time I was like 17, and I did that song in Freddie's studio. Man, and give me half an hour. Man, say, yo, we have half an hour, youth. Do your thing and rip zip and sing with like a thing. And one of them say, yo, we like it, youth. I'm going to put it out. Nice. And say, yeah, we give thanks,
Real, real. So what was actually your feeling the first time you heard your voice through a speaker, like through a radio or something?
Well, I felt bad actually because the song,
Ah,
yeah, because that song that I am telling you about was played through the Rastafari community for years. It was a favorite of a lot of the sound systems, and I just never liked it because I never got more than half an hour to put a proper song. I had the
oh,
song written and everything, it was well written. I took a lot of the words from because I used to take a lot of the words from my biblical teaching, like virtuous woman and stuff like that. So the song had a lot of that in it, and it had the lyrics and everything. But when I listened to it, I didn't hear the vocal performance which I wanted to put on because the man didn't just give me half an hour. So it's a one
sure,
take song basically. That's the first one take song I ever did. So I was disappointed in that, but I grew over the years to realize that music is growth, and people weren't really looking at that at that point. People were looking at the fact that it was mostly on key for a young 17-year-old youth, and it was a beautifully written song, which a lot of 17-year-old youths were writing at that time. So I started to have the appreciation for it.
true, true, for real, man.
Yeah, man.
Yes, I. So, future project.
Yeah, well, you don't know, my always I make music still. My thing is solace is music. It's both a solace and it's a way to still help the people to try and keep themselves up, keep themselves awake, and see that the system is feeding into our need for convenience. It's feeding into our need to sit down and cock up a foot, you know what I mean, and to click and to push a card and to just convenience, as me say. So even Rastafari people, even people of spirituality are being sucked into this vortex of just convenience, as I said before. So
Hmm.
now, it's just for me, just making music to that end to make sure, say, as me say, the people don't fall into this trap, because once you fall into the trap of the system, there's no really getting out. It's really trying to not make your son fall into it, or your daughter or your grandson. But once you fall into it, it's very hard to get out of it. You know what I mean? Because it's a life of going to school, then going to work, then trying to maintain a life for you and your family every day through a sequential type of way, which is it's very much consuming, and it consumes most of us, and most of us don't get to bring out the magic of who we are. So as I say, I see these things and I can't stop seeing these things. So I write about these things. I write songs to make sure I myself don't fall into the abyss of just commercialization and just all the exploitation of oneself, you know what I mean? So yeah, just to keep knocking myself in the head, reminding myself, yeah man, so I'm not gonna really stop doing that. And in a world like this, if you notice, or if most people should notice that I've started to release a lot more songs more frequently, because I mean,
Yeah,
I
you
don't really
did.
see much people doing. I mean, I don't think I'm doing anything special, really. I think I'm just doing what I do, really and truly. But I would love to see more artists stick to a certain road in reggae music. All types of music that if everybody wind up and down and jump up and dance, drink to whatever, whatever. But reggae music is there so that even within the wind up and done and the ray and whatever, you have a song we're gonna drop, we're gonna click a bulb in your head, we're gonna make you remember, say, yo, say, I left my two daughters at home, and I need to go and get them, or what I mean, the helper's been watching my kids for a month now, or what I mean, stuff
Just
like
to
that.
wake up,
Yeah,
yeah.
so yeah, that's the
Real.
kind of thing that roots is for. So if we remove that, then the whole are we gone, and people need to remember that. People need to remember that when someone or when music is made or when anything is made, in this time where everything is driven for money, everything is greed, everything is a hustle. When anything is made for a good and you can feel it, love it, cherish it, keep it, because it is made for good and it is made for you and it is made for you to remember who you are and the good within you, because Babylon want to make all of us believe that there's no such thing as, you know, this balance, this line, this spirituality, this divine. That's what they're working feverishly to get rid of. So hold on to it, people. Bob Marley and them man, they never really come for be musicians. We have to see that. You know what I mean? The music that came out of their mouth wasn't, if them was really singing to be rare, they would have sing like Elvis Presley, they would have come sing like Michael Jackson and Prince. You know what I mean? So we have to be real to ourselves and know say certain things really come for you and come for help you and come for keep it going, and don't let it go. Because yeah, that's it there.
True, true. Is Micah have a favorite song of his own?
Um for me, for
Yeah,
like
from your
my
catalog.
catalog. Well, not really. I mean, yeah, all the songs are written directly for a feeling, for a mood, for a time, for a
True.
place. Jolly in Africa, I would say, is one of the most potent songs. If you watch YouTube, a lot of people probably don't know this, but on YouTube there's a video called "Ode to Africa," which we did back in the very, very early days when them time it was Java Evil. There was no such thing as a regular revival. It was just Java Evil, and we were just going to show me, Janai, Ija, Chronix, Infinite, Empress Sativa, and we just as a young crew, just a mass show after show. That was really what we were about, and cheering for each other. Coming off stage, cheering for the next artist when they're on stage. That kind of thing. So
True.
there's a video called Ode to Micah Shemaiah, Ode to Africa. People will see in that video basically a lot of the powerful young youths today who are, chanting the chant and spreading the fire, and Chronix was there singing harmony alongside me in that performance. So I would say Jah Live in Africa was a song which was very empowering to my brethren and sisters, and unifying at the time. It gave a feeling of that. People like Jana and have told me that before. I've expressed that. So I would say that song really, yeah. And I cried when I wrote that song actually.
True.
So I know that song really because it was a pain of not really seeing home in front of us because we were so far. But we're not so far now. But them time we were very far. So in terms of finances, in terms of just being able to access opportunity. You know what I mean? So yeah, that song was a crying. Tears kind of brought that song. So I would say
Have
Jolly
you
in Africa. If there is a song, such a song which was very powerful in the generation, which helped to keep us on a knit and on a spiritual foundation, I would say Jolly in Africa. Yeah.
true? Have you been to Africa since then?
Yeah, been to Africa twice actually since that. I
True.
went to South Africa with that was before the whole Micah Shemaiah life, before everybody knew me as Micah Shemaiah. I toured with the Bad Friday documentary in England and in South Africa. The Bad
Okay.
Friday was about the Coral Gardens incident
Yeah,
that
yeah,
happened,
sure.
yeah, in Jamaica. So it was, I think, by the if I don't remember the lady's name specifically, but it was Junior Wedderburn, which is one of my very close brethren, like my uncle Gabo, and and they had a group called Ancient Vibrations. You know what I mean? So I used to sing with them like their songs, Negro spiritual kind of songs, old Rastafari chants, and then they would let me sing two of my songs, which one of the songs was Jolly in Africa, and one was Give Love, a song that I've never actually released, but I used to sing it on every single show. So
True.
yeah, that's how we toured, and then that was a great experience in 012. I went to Cape Town and Johannesburg. It really lifted my spirits for Africa. I met Mama B in Cape Town in the Shanty Town. That was like lightning and thunder in your skin, in your energy. Like you see a woman we're telling you with fire in her eyes that she left Jamaica at 16 years old and she reached Africa and she burned up her passport and said she's not going back to Jamaica.
Oh,
So you realize say you in your fire soft. Them time they kind
yeah,
of feel
yeah,
like yo,
true.
your fire soft.
Weird.
What kind of paper fire this year push you them one day do them thing. So yeah, man, that was magical for me. And then we did a chant. I never forget it. All the people in the shanty town came in and not just Rasta people, but all of the people, and them are chant fire, 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 and it like a harmony on top of it. South Africans can sing, so harmony on top of it,
Right.
bass. Yo, it was goosebump tearing, like really crazy, and so
So
that
you
was a
have that
magnificent experience for me.
you have that record anywhere?
No, no, I don't. Them times and me even know, me no record things. I don't believe that people should. I
True,
believe
true,
people should experience it because when you record it, you don't experience it. I don't believe you can watch it and experience it. I believe if you're
true,
there, experience it. Let the recording be for the person who's not there. You know what I mean? Let
true,
somebody
true.
else have that job. I don't want that job. I want the job to be at the show and know say, yeah, Bob Marley I sing great and he must sing spiritual and it'll lick me like a wave. I mean I have a camera in front of me. You understand? Yeah. So that was me
Really?
them time. So that's how I did it. And then after that, I toured dubwise with Yardcore. We were trying to develop the sound system scene in Jamaica at that time. The whole vibe with Dread at the Control, which was a massive track for us, gave us a massive breakout in Europe. Me and Empress Sativa, Infinite, TJ, and also the Kingston Dub Club. It was massive for just the movement. You know what I mean?
True.
And then we did the tour dubwise. We went back to Africa again, as I was telling you. We went to Kenya and Ethiopia, performed there for the people, and that was an powerful experience because people were crying in the crowd when I sang "Jalive in Africa." So that was another thing which really hit me very very hard. So I kept feeling like I'm betraying the people by not just going home but I know what I'm about and I know the track, so I'm just on the track and I'll be home pretty soon.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Some powerful memories.
Yeah, man, trust me, I'm give thanks.
That's why we give thanks for you sharing this with us. I have to say, one of my favorite songs is the one that you wrote, I believe, for your son.
Oh, Zion.
Yes,
Yeah, see
I
right
really
there, so
love
Zion, say bless up to the people. Just say blessed love
Hi,
to everybody.
Zion.
Just say blessed
Hello,
love,
Zion.
everybody. Say that for daddy, please. Blessed love, everybody. Mommy, don't come back in. Soon come on. You hungry? Alright, go and
Oh,
drink some
come
water.
back.
Go on.
Oh
Drink
my
some
God,
water. Drink some water, full up a space, and then the food soon come.
he must have been so big from last time I saw him now.
Yeah, man, him get real tall, and yeah, man.
Oh
Tell
man.
him and the dreadites.
Yeah, my son, we never get the chance to link up in Jamaica, through the whole pandemic and whatever, whatever.
Soon liquor, man.
Yeah, man.
We
So,
started a little guest house as well up in we got a property up in Cavaliers up in Stone Hill. So it started
okay,
like an
good to know.
eco kind of a vibration for the people hiking and stuff like that. Nice,
True,
really
true.
nice vibe with the river and things. So we really
Yeah,
want to create a wholesome energy, hopefully a festival in a few years. Something really just roots, more
of
somewhere where
course.
the people can have this just a relaxing, uplifting vibe, just rejuvenate themselves.
Definitely, man.
Yeah, man.
Definitely. Put me on the list. I'm coming.
Definitely. Give me shall keep you everything posted. Definitely.
True, true. Yeah, man. Now we'll advertise everything as well.
Thank
This
you very much,
need
man.
more beautiful vibes and good vibes. Yes, I.
Definitely.
So, before you leave us, would you mind give us a little something for the show? A little present for me?
Or like a acapella.
Yeah.
All right, no problem. I don't, I mean, you're supposed to realize I don't do much interviews. You know what I mean? So this
True.
one is
Right.
this one is special. Cause Kimisha
Give
pressured me and then
thanks.
she told me who it was, and I'm sorry, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm blessed up the family same way. You know what I mean?
Yes, I. They're
Yeah,
all
man. No
blessing you up,
problem.
but
All right, so let's see. Zion's gates.
yeah.
We going up to Zion's gates. Will you be there on that great walk to Zion's gates? Zion's gates. We going up to Zion's gates. Will you be there on that great walk to Zion's gates? Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, for real. Nice, nice gift for me.
Yes, yes, mama. I just tried that.
True, man. Micah, I really, really appreciate love for you to taking the time and coming and have a little chat with me, you know.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and I hope to see you soon, you
Yeah.
know. Bless up the family and really keep safe and everything, you know. Yes,
You
I.
too, mama. Same way, man. Big love every time.
Come
Just
on.
keep safe from this wickedness, you know. Jah protect. I love the picture we have behind you, you know.
Yeah,
I love
man.
that picture, you know.
That a artist from France. She paid
Wow.
this picture. Yes, it's beautiful.
Yeah, man. The far I keep us safe, you know. So let's go and go through, you know.
Yes, I give
And
a
and, and tell the people them,
hug.
I want to leave a message with the people them, you know.
Yes, please
One
do.
last message.
Of
You
course,
see, right now, Babylon is trying to soon drop a song called Stronger, and it's about really just holding on. You know, Babylon is trying to reduce us to who they are. That means, I'm gonna tell us, say, you have to be greedy to make money in this world. You have to be covetous. You have to be selfish and just because the individualist world right now. But I'm telling you this, people. Don't make Babylon chicken and fooling you. Life is never ending, and no one, let me repeat this if you didn't hear me, no one can die. All right? That means the spirit lives on, the energy of the universe lives on. Whatever you do, whatever you put to the universe, it will live forever. So make it good.
for real. Yes,
Make
I
it good, you
agree.
see me? And don't make them transform you into the world that they are living in now. Try to keep yourself for the world that is to come, because there is a time when all of this stuff will not be in at the forefront and in our face, and you understand? So live for that time. Don't change for this time. All right?
For real, man. So, if anybody wants to find you, where they can look for you?
Yeah, what is it? Instagram, them just have me Instagram, but thank God we kind of didn't know two little thing from school days and hack a little, hack the hacker basically.
We hack a back.
Yeah, so yeah, man, it work, and yeah, man, we have that, and we have, all the mediums are there, but I really mainly focus on trying to get the music across on Instagram and Facebook mainly because those mediums seem to be, more,
True.
prevalent when it comes to the movement of the music, and for me, the roots is very hard to get the reach that everybody else gets. Because I'm basically singing as a mirror, I'm everybody else's mirror, and people don't really like to look in the mirror mostly. So yeah, what I mean, it's just people have to find the sound. Find yourself in a space where you want to live the best of yourself. You want to be the best of yourself, and you will find the music that is out there for that. It's just a simple so.
Yeah, man. I actually give thanks for your messages. You know, I want you to praise you to keep doing what you do. You know, and I'm really, really happy that you know you stay strong in this video, and and you keep doing what you believe. You know, you
Yes,
don't
mama.
spread. Yes, I really,
Yes,
really
mama.
appreciate it. We need more soldiers like you. You know.
I'm dead, man. And them a spirit see me. Jana leave we hanging.
Of
Yeah,
course,
man.
man. Of course, man. Well, we have to big you up because we have to give you guys strength, you know?
Yeah, man.
For
Give
real.
thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Yes, I. So, God bless up everybody, and please give Zion a big hug from
I
Auntie
will.
saRas.
I
Yeah?
will, definitely.
Yes, I. Give that. I did.
Alright, Selassie, I bless and protect everyone.
Give thanks.
Yes, Mama.